You're Making Me Hate You, a cantankerous look at the common misconception that humans have any common sense left. By me, Corey Taylor. To Ryan and Griffin, Haven and Lawson, Angeline and Aravis. I love you all with the whole of my heart. I only hope you grow to be better than me. The difference between stupidity and genius is that genius has its limits. Albert Einstein. I have tried to know absolutely nothing about a great many things, and I have succeeded fairly well. Robert Benchley. Hell is other people. Jean-Paul Sartre. No exit. Which one of these words don't you understand? Talking to you is like clapping with one hand. Anthrax, Cotton Amash, Among the Living. Chapter 1. Just Before the Storm. Foreboding Fake Disclaimer. By reading this book, and subsequently promoting its contents, whether in physical conversation or digital form, you are entering into an informal contractual congress with the author, one Corey Taylor, known from here on out as the Neck. This verbal agreement, semi-legally recognized in several states and countries, including Guam, gives the Neck permission to smack any of you readers in the face with a plastic wiffle ball bat if and when you commit any of the ridiculously idiotic atrocities that will eventually be described in the tome you now hold in your hands. Herein there will be no warnings or recognition of first offenses regarding violation of this so-called dumbass agreement, and the resulting punishment will most likely happen when you least expect it, coming at the author's earliest convenience, depending on his amateur squash league schedule and other proclivities. If these terms do not appeal to the better angels of your judgment, you are encouraged to cease reading this book immediately, or better yet, pass it on to someone you are convinced will be susceptible to breaking this covenant, thus setting the stage for retribution. You will then be enlisted to assist the Neck in finding the offender's residence, affording you a front row seat to watch the plastic violence firsthand. Thank you. It was a weird, drunken, spooky night 12 years ago. I'd love to say I remember it well, but the fact of the matter is my old friend Jack Daniels and I had engaged in a battle of wills that night. Jack won, I placed. So what I can muster from my shitty college dorm room called a memory bank is fuzzy, at least for the first half of the proceedings. Through nobody's fault but my own, shit happened all down my leg. That is as close to foreshadowing as I am going to go at this point, because what I do recall is precariously close to the sort of thing you hear about when someone sits you down for a cautionary tale about drugs and booze and bullshit. So pretend for a moment that I am the parent and you are the child. I think it goes without saying that you're snickering, and the paltry attempts to stave off that snickering is not appreciated, but I get it. It is indeed a strain to imagine yours truly as the voice of reason. After all, I'm the guy who stuck his dick in an orange at a meet and greet for $26.10. In change. Please just bear with me if you can bear the tension. I promise the following story will not only set the stage for this book in rare form, but will also hopefully make you chuckle, chortle, and snort as well. God forbid you might even learn something. I highly doubt that last prediction. If you've read any of my other tomes of torment, you will naturally understand that 12 years ago was my notorious epic run during the making of Volume 3, The Subliminal Verses. Honestly, I could milk that period of my life for as long as I punch pain into inputs, but this book is much more about the present and the future. So I'm going to dip into this particular inkwell for a brief moment because it has some insight into the topic at hand. It involves alcohol, various nefarious drugs, a party, a redhead, and a man in an ill-fitting bandana wearing leather pants. I don't even remember their names, probably because I never bothered to learn them. So giving them names that are most likely not the ones they were blessed with isn't out of respect. It's because I simply didn't give a shit about them in the first place. In fact, if they do read this and get offended, I couldn't care less. They're the ones with enough egg on their faces to make omelets for an entire Los Angeles
Sample complete. Ready to continue?